Did you make this, Steve?
Yeah.
You must have made a new pie.
Yeah, but see, I don't make it much.
It's kind of hot.
I used to make it.
What kind is it, Steve?
It's Seattle's best.
It's Steve's coffee.
It's Seattle's best coffee. That's the name of it. Seattle's best. Costco.
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 The most important thing to me is that you, the district have a means to retain businesses in the community and also attract new businesses. And that obviously has a ripple effect where you create jobs and improves the entire area. So really, what do you think you can do as a council person for this district to kind of to accomplish those ends, basically?
Well, you know what, I really, first of all, our district has the smallest number of small businesses, particularly after the 1992 civil unrest. We lost over 400 businesses during that time, and they have not come back. And so what we also have is a compounded level of unemployment. Privately funded banks and investment bankers that will look at our district, and we can paint a picture that demonstrates that we are in fact a district that deserves not only new services, but we require new services and jobs. I think that's what's going to get us over the hurdle.
Yeah, because the businesses are always looking for opportunities.
Exactly.
So whatever environment that you can create that attracts them is obviously beneficial to the entire district and the city as well.
Well, you know, I think, and you might have a thought on this. I think the district has gotten some bad press. I mean, a lot of times people say South LA, and you know, you get into South Central, and then you get into, you know, first of all, it wasn't South LA until about what, 20 years ago. it wasn't even that, you know. So, you know, what are you thinking? What is you thinking about how we're perceived as a district in terms of business?
Well, actually, along Crenshaw, there is, it's like it's fertile ground, and many businesses want to move in on Crenshaw, and especially with the light rail, that type of thing. That's all helping to develop the area. But many businesses would move into the area, but they don't want to move just anywhere. They really want to be on Crenshaw Boulevard or right off. And we have the Expo Rail, which is going down Exposition, and then we have the LAX, I think that's what it's called, LAX Rail, that's coming down Crenshaw. Now, I hope I'm not getting off of the subject, but coming into our area, we wanted things to be according to our liking.
Right, exactly.
And there's one big controversy with the light rails in our area is that there are at grade, below grade, above grade, which leads to a safety issue. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, you know, below grade is always better. You know, I ride down Flower Street coming out of downtown LA to come up Exposition, and somehow there managed to be underground below grade, you know, but when it came to our community, you know, somehow it managed to be at or above grade with a battle of above grade, but not very far. And so to the extent I think we can still work to cause the light rail to go below the grade, I think that's where we ought to head. I know there's some movement to do that at this point. And I really believe that the economic development that comes with the light rail and the addition of public transportation will be very important. But I also don't think it should take 20 years to do, you know. So I think if we can get behind some of the, and lead some of the efforts that are already going forward, and I think as city council member, we'll have a right to do that. I will have a right to lead that effort, and we can change some of the things that have already started to transpire here in the 8th District as it relates to the light rail. And certainly around those stops becoming economic corridors where we can bring in new business, bring in some job creation, put our youth to work. I think those are all opportunities that come along with the light rail.
With that kind of opportunity, I'm so glad that you have that background in economic development. But you've heard me say this before, I am really concerned about the terrible dogs that
A lot of
You know,
people have a
I
problem with the
love
dogs.
wonderful quality of life, which I know you do.
Yes, yes.
Exercising and moving and children playing in the yard and grandchildren.
Are you guys talking politics again?
And
Here we
so,
are.
yeah.
Oh, you're talking about dogs.
We're talking about the politics of dogs.
The
in
politics
our
of
district.
dogs.
And see,
All this food?
I tied dogs, vicious dogs, and with the economic
That's
development.
right, right.
Because I think if people have jobs and their quality of life is better, maybe we won't have so many of these dogs. that
Right.
They look like almost weapons.
Right,
going down
right,
the street.
right. Well, you know, I think quality of life has to do with, can we walk down our streets? Can we go to a business, get the goods and services that we want that are quality, and not get bitten by a dog, or at least terrified by a dog? And so those are city services that I definitely would lead us in, making sure that we don't have
Thank you.
people and dogs off the leashes, not people off the leashes. Although some, no, I'm kidding.
Got people on leashes,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't quote me on that. Yes.
especially your neighbor.
Exactly. They have a very tiny dog, as do my neighbors across the street. But I think it is a real issue because I get up and I walk too, and I know all of you. Are you all healthy? We're all walking.
We're all
Right?
fine.
Right. She's
I
getting
do
there. She's a
not.
young one
Walk
too.
this way this morning.
She's walking. You need to be jogging and leading the
do,
rest of
I
us.
do.
Okay? But yeah, you know, I think if we can make sure that the rules that are in place do work. And I think as long as people are confident, you know, we need to live in a healthy quality of life environment that provides, you know,
What's
safety.
going on over there, Steve?
So, so I think absolutely we want to use our city services, we want to implement, we want to make sure that our district gets the city services and more that we deserve.